All right, welcome back to the Go Rust channel. I am Buddy Lindsay, and this is a channel dedicated to learning Rust. Started out at the beginning of the year so I could learn how to do Rust programming, and I do that with mostly every week live stream, depending on technical difficulties and vacations and other things like that. Sometimes I don't always get to it. But this week we're here, and we're going to continue on with our Solana program, where we're trying to create a lottery application and we're starting from scratch and learning Solana. I started a few weeks ago, a few videos ago on live streams, and now we're moving on. The thing that we're working on now is we need to create accounts that the on-chain program can write data to. So you have account types that are for hosting Sol, LAN ports. You have others that control the program, and then you also have data accounts. Trying to create a data account for the contract so that we can save data to the chain. I feel like once we can cross that hurdle, we can actually start making some serious progress on the thing. So it's just building blocks and building blocks and building blocks. So with that in mind, last time we left off, and we were still a little confused as to where to go. We know what we need to do. We should figure out how to do it. So let's jump back into it. All right. So, uh, in our hold on. See, in our code here. So we're trying to create a program derived account. So we're trying to get the address, and then we wanted to get the rent, and then we're saying, hey, create it. This is our goal. Uh, let's see what happens. I'm not 100% sure we're at cargo build. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think we're at a typing issue here. Mismatch types. Yeah. Okay. Here's what something I'm gonna do is I'm just a little like not 100% sure. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go down to here. Copy. Let's see. Here is the docs for PubKey and Solana. I am still lost on how to create an account with a PDA. Please look over this and give direction. So there we go. We're going to let it figure itself out here. So to create an account with a program-derived address in Solana, there are two main components: the derive, the PDA, and create the account. Yeah. That was something that I kind of hit on, that I was kind of figuring, is that we need to get an address, and we want to use a seed of some sort that we can use that's repeatable to get the address, and then we're going to go create it. That's my understanding. Let's see, understanding it rather than a private key. Find program address function generates a PDA and a bump seed, which is used to ensure the derived address does not lie on the blah. Make it impossible. Okay, the bump seed is used to validate the program has the authority to act on its behalf. So is the bump seed deterministic? Bump seed. Passing the same seed used to generate the address along with a calculated bump seed, which this function returns the second tuple element, the runtime. Panics, okay. Okay. I want to go back here. Before we read the rest, is the bump seed deterministic? Yes, the bump seed in Solana's program blah mechanism is deterministic, but depends on the inputs you should write. The find program address function derives a PDA in a deterministic way based on a list of seeds, the program ID. Function tries different values of the bump seed until it finds one that ensures the derived address. Okay, yeah. If you call the rest of the program, you will always derive the same PDA. This consistently ensures right. We'll come back to some of the more theory here. Okay. Deriving the PDAs are derived by using the find program address function, which requires seeds, a list of bytes, which can include strings, pub keys, or other identifiers. Oh, interesting. Okay. Program ID and the pub key. All right, so example. So we get our return tuple from the find address. We're passing in this collection that is the vault pub key as ref. Okay, so it's a static string seed to differentiate this account. Is the payer's public key used? Okay, see for unique. Okay, the program ID is the pub key of your Solana. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see. So the seed, okay, is a reference to collection of bytes. That kind of makes sense. So in this case, whoops. So in this case, the seed is going to be that. Okay. Function returns a PDA pub key and a bump seed value. Off-chain account creation. The actual creation of the PDA account typically happens off-chain in a client program using libraries like interesting. Determining the rent exempt amount using blah blah blah. Constructing the instruction data that includes the bump seed and other programs. Preparing the accounts needed for the transaction. Sending the transaction using the derived bump seed. So they do Lamport client. Client get minimum balance for rent exemption. Right. Instruction data. Vault bump seed and then the Lamports for that. Instruction with Borscht. With the block hash. Get the latest block hash for signing a new transaction. Send and confirm the transaction. I don't understand this instruction. This is Solana program, just out of curiosity. New with Borscht. Create a new instruction from the value encoded. Okay. So we're passing the program ID. We're passing in the instruction data. And then the accounts that are going to be in there. PDA pub key. I don't understand that is. Copy. the account meta from and to true new pub key and it is signer. So in this case, true, false, false. Okay, so those are the accounts, okay, that are going to do it. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. I'm gonna. All right. So the instruct. Hey, the letter M. Welcome. I think this is just ChatGPT genericism here. This sends a transaction to the network instructing the program to create the PD. How does it know to? Hold on. On-chain program handling. In your on-chain program, you'll use invoke signed to perform actions with the PDA using the bump seed to verify the PDA's authenticity. Derive the PDA off-chain, right? Prepare the instruction data. Receive the PDA bump seed as part of the instruction. Use the invoke signed with the correct seed. This way the client program. Okay. Kind of think I get it. Let me repeat some back. So, the letter M chatting, just a quick update. I'm working on learning Solana. My first run at it. Doing a series of videos on trying to learn how to write on-chain programs. In this case, I'm never written anything from scratch for Solana. I've done some Ethereum smart contract development. So I'm trying Solana and to learn Rust at the same time. So it's all new. And so this is probably like fourth or fifth video on learning Solana. And it's just the struggle of the learn and trying to work through issues. So right now I'm trying to learn how to create what's called program derived accounts so that the on-chain program has accounts to write data to. And apparently it used to be from documentation you could create those accounts. Yes, it's because of the Rust programming language more than anything else. Rust by default, and so it's a good kind of intro in there. I've done other projects. So I did a terminal, a TUI application as well. I did a network scanner. It was just an opportunity to mess a little more with different aspects of Rust and get a little lower level with protocol design. Also doing on-chain stuff. My day job is on with Web3 and on-chain stuff. Again, mostly Ethereum. And so like this is an opportunity to like experiment with other chains and learn Rust, coming from a Python developer. And so that's where I'm doing this. My next project after this is actually going to be in the ham radio sphere, writing a layer 2 protocol, OSI layer 2. So that'll be fun, but right now I'm trying to work through this, just to kind of get an idea, and that'll also help me inform. That will help me make better informed decisions and stuff at work as well. And if I find something I like in here, I can maybe go further with it. So yeah, I really like ham radio. I've been into ham radio for a little while, and really started digging into it in the last couple of months. And I was like, how can I like to combine hobbies, and I'm like, how can I combine the hobby with Rust programming? And I'm like, why don't I implement a spec and figure that out? So that'll be fun. but it's going to take a lot more pre-planning. This one I just kind of like, I have an idea, let's jump in. The ham radio side, I have to do a lot more research and setup so that I'm not like reading documentation on how to set up an obscure program in front of everyone. I'm actually more in the programming side. Nice, nice. Yeah, so on this, let me kind of jump back on this here. Let's see. I need to use the client to lot 49. Like, what is that? I've not heard of that before. What is that? I need to use. Okay. Yeah. The one I was specifically I'll have to look into that. Um, I don't know where my pen went. I'll have to look back more into that. That sounds interesting. One I was specifically looking at was AX25. It's kind of a base, been around for 30 years or something like that. Uh, Seems kind of interesting. Using it with a Direwolf modem, TNC software is what I was looking at. That's I'm hoping they can do some really interesting things with that. Let's see. It might be. It might be. Uh, this definitely turned out to be a little more complicated than I expect, but I also want to kind of stick through it. I think this is kind of one of my last big hurdles. If I can figure this out, then it's more like put all the puzzle pieces together, and within a couple of videos, I can finish out my. I wanted to create a fun little like lottery program that is like, hey, if everybody puts money in, then I'll give you back some numbers, and then I'll have it randomly generate numbers every week, and if you win, then I'll send you the money. I will never actually deploy it because I will probably be violating so many U.S. laws. Uh, but I at least want to write it because it would be fun. Oh, I'm actually just modeling it after what the government does with their lottery programs. Everybody just pays money in and hoping somebody will win. Hoping somebody will win so they get their tax dollars. Uh, just basically doing what the government does, but they don't like you to do what they do. For some reason, they frown upon you mimicking their stuff. Uh, let's see. All right. So I updated on here, kind of a little summary. Like I need to create with my client, get the PDAs. Probably a first run, kind of like when you run migrations with your applications, to create the accounts. I totally understand on the go. I'm not talking about government. Uh, let's see. Then in the future, let's see. Client side, use the client Solana client crate in Rust to derive the PDA using a specific seed, your program ID, and other relevant seeds. Like this is what we've been doing. Generate the pub. Yeah, sending the rent instruction. Vault. So the instruction data. I guess okay. That's a on-chain function to create. Okay, process create vault. Instruction data deserialize. There. Okay. Bump seed, which is the instruction data. Uh, Instruction data vault bump seed lamb ports. Okay, now we're going to do the system instruction create account. We are the payer, the vault account side. I guess that's a constant from outside, which is fine. Program ID. It's the program ID that we pass in with the pub key. Okay. Okay. Once the PDA is created, you can use it for various operations within your application. Future interactions when you need to interact with PDA. Data's data, use its vault or an escrow account. You'll send the same seed to derive the same PDA address, allowing your when a user interacts with the vault, the client rederives the PDA because we determined it was deterministic. On chain, your program uses seeds and bump to verify the PDA address matches the expected one. Derive PDA off chain. Use yeah. Okay, that makes sense, and is honestly a little bit simpler than what I was trying to do last week. So let's give it a shot. So in this case, I'm actually trying to do some of this in the contract. So let's go into, let's say, contract CD client. Let's go in here. I want to go in here. I'm just going to cut out all this. All right, I'm going to do some copy and pasting because I can. All right. RPC client, and with pub key, yep, there we go. Yeah, account here is what I wanted to look at. Okay. I am going to, for the moment, comment that out. Comment that out for the moment. I want okay. The next thing I want to do, just because count size equals 2048. Oh. Okay. It's interesting it didn't auto detect it. Okay. So we have the account size, pub key, find address, let's see, user, pub key. Okay, let's do this. Temporarily, we'll do that just so that we need to change where that's coming from. Payer.pub key. Okay, the program ID is the interesting one. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Program ID. Okay. Okay, yeah, we need to create the contract or the on-chain program first. Oh crap. The on-chain program first. Then we'll have our program ID. Then we can do these steps. But let's go through this a little bit further. We want to get the this is what I'm after. Because I want the LAN ports. Okay. Then, I mean, this is important. Struct, instruction data. Then we're going to do vaults, bump seed, 8. Actually, I don't know what that returns back. That returns back a U64. All right. Brought that up. Okay. So then, so the instruction data. So the next thing we need are the accounts that we're going to use. So there we go. So payer.pub key. That's going to be that PDA pub key. And then the system program. Okay. I guess this is a generic instruction. instruction data. It's not satisfied. We'll have to figure out that import. Copy that. All right, blockchain unwrap. Cool. So then we're new signed with payer. We're saying, hey, let's throw in that instruction up there. We're gonna pay with our payer's pub key. We're signing that. And block hash. Wait. Signing key pairs. Recent block hash, yeah. Wait. So the accounts are in the instruction. Then we're passing in the list of instructions that we want to do. Yeah. Okay. So it should work. Maybe. Let's come over here to our contract. We're not out of the woods yet. Vim source lib. Okay. So in here, we're gonna do, okay, we have, whoa, create PDA. Okay. I'm gonna yank all this. And I'm gonna copy this. So we want to do struct p, kill that. All right. Whoa. Okay. And then all right. So program ID, the accounts, the instruction data. So this is the deserialized. This is going to be the Borscht. I think it's probably going to have to derive like the Borscht deserializer. All right. Bump seed, we're going to pull from there. Lamports is how much we need to pay for the account. So we're going to use system instruction. Arguments. Something is wrong. We need to get the account. Yeah. So then we need to do get next account. What is it? Get next account. Next account. Yeah. Yeah, it'll do funny things for sure. Next account. There we go. That's what I was after. iter, yep. And then we passed in the pair PDA. So let pair equals, let's see, next account info accounts iter, right? Okay. Let's I think it was, this is the let vault, vault equals the next account info accounts iter, and then let's, I don't necessarily, let's leave it at that for the moment. Double check here. It's going to be a result. Okay. Okay. That's what I was after. All right. Okay. Whoops. Not that one either. Create account. This is the client Solana program. Here we go. So invoke sign system instruction create account where getting a reference to system instruction. Serialize, yeah. Getting an account, the pair, the new PDA, the system account. New account. System program check. System instruction. There it is. Create account. Pair.key vault. Just that. Dot key, right? Rent is the LAN ports. Space. System program ID. Yeah, this. Okay, this should be system program. Right? Yeah, okay. ID. There. There we go. All right. It might actually work. Oh, wait. Cannot borrow instruction data. Mutable. So in this case, we're deserializing the create account, which same thing. Deserialize. Okay. Well, that's Python, buddy. That this is a research right here to better understand this later. Okay. This is intentional. Yeah. Think that's good. Um gonna call this create vault. Let's process instruction. Whoa. Process instruction. RPC client. Oh, example of the on-chain. Okay. Okay. Come back to what was in my head. All right. So let's do this. Build. I guess I over deleted maybe. Okay. Cargo F. Line 4. Okay. Sweet. kind of feel like a dog that caught the tire on the car. Uh okay. So we got our program, we got our contract written. So we got it compiled. So now we need to deploy it. Um do I have Okay. So one of our videos we created the that. Let's go in there. Sol, yeah. Yeah, so Sol setup, create, name, PDA account. Cool. Okay. So now we have this. Master account. Okay. That's 42 soul in it. Yeah. No. It did. Look at that. I got a bug in my bash script. So instead of using the name that I wanted to use here, PDA account, it used name. That is awesome. So let's go ahead and delete that because that's gonna get real confusing real fast. There we go. PDA account. Yep. There we go. Cool. We have our account. We have this. All right. I forgot how to deploy a Solana program. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. There we go. That's what I'm after. Solana program. Just make sure, yeah. Solana program. Deploy target. Program deploy target. Deploy contract. So upon successfully deploy output a program ID. This is a public key that identifies. Okay. Ooh. No default signer found. Oh, I don't want to use a default. So deploy help. Terminal Trove. I bumped into them as a consequence of them sponsor term. I'm gonna check that out. Uh, have fun on the NixOS stuff for sure. I'll have fun. And be sure to check back in a couple weeks. I'll maybe a month. I'll get to the ham radio stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. Have a good one. For sure. That'd be a lot of fun. All right. Okay. So program ID key pair. File path. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Key pair dot config Solana. PDA account. Master account. Target deploy contract data. So does not match authority provided by. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Okay. Maybe that's not what I needed. I don't. with Solana program deploy, how can I different what did they call it? Signer. That's what I was trying to do. Let's try it without. Okay. Target. Deploy. Contract.so. Key. Key pair. Config. Solana. PDA. Master account. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Change the program's authority if intentional. Set upgrade. If the change key pair is intentional, but you don't need to retain existing program state, you can deploy the program as a completely new program with a different program ID. This can be done simply deploying the .so file again without worrying about the previous deployment. I don't care about the previous deployment. Entirely do not need to keep the existing one. Let's Solana program deploy. I want to use option 3 because I don't care about the old one. Is it due to a naming conflict? Of course. Uh, oh, target deploy contract key pair. Okay. Okay, so now when I go to deploy it, there we go. Awesome. Sweet. Let's go here, come over here. Now we want to set our R. Let program ID equals, for the moment before I forget it. Now we'll do, what is it? The pub key. Pub key dot get the key pair. Okay. When I get the program ID, how do I translate that into proper Rust objects? I just want Rust code. Give me Rust code. Code keep from stir. Should have known. From stir. That's a result. So we want to do unwrap. Sweet. We are getting there. Required by a bound. Do a cargo build for the moment. Okay. Use borscht. Then, oh, come on. Then source main. Okay. Okay, we have multiple problems. So we need the instructions with borscht. This is legit from the Solana program, so I thought. New with borscht. So we probably required by a bound introduced by this call. Oh, okay. Look, here's an example using the borscht serialize and deserialize. Instruction new with borscht program ID, instruction data, and the VEC of accounts. Right. The instruction data. So instruction here, right? That is not satisfied. Okay, so we have a import issue. Borscht. And then this is oh, a similar path exists. Solana SDK borscht. Okay. Import borscht serialized directly from borscht ser. Maybe? I, thank you for having imports, but not being helpful. Let's see, examples. This is what I'm trying to do. Oh. A similar path exists. I don't. Or Borscht crate isn't properly recognized in the context of the sun. Okay. Uh, that's interesting. Probably a good point. But I think I actually hit an issue with that at one point. Borscht overview. It's okay. Borscht. Features. Let's just do cargo add Borscht. Features Borscht. Derived. And how about cargo? Let's source main. Well, that seemed to clear that up. Awesome. It's amazing when you add the right libraries and crates, your imports just magically fix themselves. You can convert an I-32 to U size. Okay. I think this is the LAN ports. It's just part of that. I don't get this message. I am trying to set. Let's just do this. No, are you unsigned? You can convert the I-32 to a U size and panic if the converted value doesn't fit. I don't. Cargo build. Just let's see what happens. Mismatch type. Oh! I am such an idiot. I was looking at the return type. So this is an I-32. Let's just do U size. Yeah. Cargo build. All right. We're not there yet. We are not there yet. Okay. So we have the RPC. So now we need the pair, but we need to pull from the correct thing. In this case, it is PDA key, I think. Soul setup list. Config Solana PDA account. There we go. And I'll bet it's not ID JSON either. Yep, master account. Master account. There we go. Sweet. Cargo build. Ooh. Now let's look at it. Vim source main. Transaction, new signed. Sending instruction. Instruction, new with Borscht. That is create a new instruction and encoded with Borscht. The instruction. But how are we tying? I don't understand how we're tying this call to create vault. It's just cargo run, because why not? Online. Okay, so it had an issue with line 35. Config Solana PDA account. Config Solana. Right control cargo run. Getting a little closer here. Pre-flight check program consume blah 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 program blah failed to serialize or deserialized account data unknown accounts none unit consume blah 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 replacement block hash blah. Okay, basically it errored. I don't know why, but that's okay. We'll figure that out next week, but I feel like we're that close. So I think the thing that we learned this week is I think we learned the process of creating a PDA account, dealing with a little bit with the seeds, and we are that close. I mean, we got stuff to compile. We just got to figure out the bugs, and I'd be willing to bet you next week we will have our PDA, our derived accounts. Then we'll take all of that knowledge and we will start our lottery program, and hopefully that'll only take a couple weeks to do at most. But if I plan it right, I could do it in an hour and a half. So we'll see. Anyway, with that, I thank you for watching, and I will catch you next week. If you